Top 10 Greatest Basketball Players of All Time in NBA History. Basketball is one of the most popular sports in the world with over a billion fans from all corners of the globe. As part of its rich legacy, the National Basketball Association, NBA, has produced a plethora of great players who have left an indelible mark on the history of the sport. From the world's #1 source of research-based content, the Daily Top 10. Here is a look at the top 10 greatest basketball players of all time in NBA history. These players have achieved legendary statuses by dominating the court with their remarkable talents. Their influence on the game is undeniable, and they have become icons in the basketball world. From their trademark moves to their clutch performances, these players have left an indelible mark in the history of the sport. So, if you're a basketball fan, you'll want to make sure you know who these greats are, and why they are considered some of the most influential and talented players in the history of the game. Here is the list of the top 10 greatest basketball players of all time in NBA history. Who is the greatest basketball player of all time in NBA history? Everywhere in the NBA community, the question of the best basketball players of all time is always a hot topic. Winning championships is what gets you into contention to become one of the best basketball players of all time. So, we take a look at all the superstars and what they achieved to work out who the top 10 greatest basketball players of all time are. So, before we identify who is the greatest basketball player of all time in NBA history, let's take a look at the rest of the greatest players on our list and see how they have made their mark on the game. Also, if you're interested in football, don't forget to check our list of the top 10 world's best and most popular football teams, which we've got you covered as well. Top 10. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is an American basketball player often regarded as one of the greatest of all time. Known as the Black Mamba, a nickname he gave himself, he won 5 NBA championships, was an 18-time NBA star, and a member of the NBA All-Team 15 times during his career with the Los Angeles Lakers. According to Mirror, he also won 2 Olympic golds with the USA. Kobe died in January 2020 in a helicopter crash in California, which also claimed the life of his 13-year-old daughter Gianna. Top 9. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, commonly known as Shaq, is an American who's a former professional basketball player and a sports analyst on the television program Inside the NBA. He is regarded as one of the greatest basketball players and centers of all time and one of the most dominant players of his generation. He is an iconic player who played for 6 teams over his 19-year career in the National Basketball Association, NBA, and is a 4-time NBA champion. According to the NBA, he owns 4 NBA titles, 3 Finals MVPs, and 1 Reg. Season MVP, and the list continues as of the NBA. Top 8. Tim Duncan. Timothy Duncan is an American former professional basketball player. Nicknamed the Big Fundamental, he is widely regarded as the greatest power forward of all time and one of the greatest players in NBA history. He spent his entire 19-year playing career with the San Antonio Spurs. He is also one of the only 5 players in NBA history to earn more than 25,000 points and 15,000 rebounds. Tim was incredibly efficient both offensively and defensively, and he's been selected to 14 All-NBA and All-Defensive teams each. This greatest power forward of all time owns 4 NBA titles, 3 Finals MVPs, and 2 Regs. Season MVPs, and many more according to the NBA. Top 7. Wilt Chamberlain. Wilton Norman Chamberlain was an American professional basketball player who played as a center. According to Basketball Reference, he played in the National Basketball Association for 14 years, and is widely regarded as one of the greatest players in the sport's history. During his 1961-62 season, he became the first player to score more than 4,000 points in a National Basketball Association, NBA, season, with 4,029, averaging 50.4 points per game. He was basketball's unstoppable force, the most awesome offensive force the game has ever seen. If asked to name the greatest player ever to play basketball, most fans and aficionados would put Wilt Chamberlain at or near the top of the list. So, he holds the top 7th place in our list of the top 10 greatest basketball players of all time in NBA history. Top 6. Larry Bird. Larry Bird is an American former professional basketball player, coach, and executive in the National Basketball Association. Nicknamed the Hick from French Lick and Larry Legend, Bird is widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. 3-time league MVP and a 3-time NBA champion, Larry Bird is also among the most respected legends in NBA history. Though Larry did not possess the average NBA player's athletic or high-flying nature, he owns an excellent basketball IQ and shooting ability, making up for what he lacked. According to the NBA, he has been recognized as one of the greatest shooters of all time. Top 5. Bill Russell. William Russell was an American professional basketball player who played as a center for the Boston Celtics of the National Basketball Association from 1956 to 1969. He is the greatest defender in the game's history and perhaps the greatest defensive center of all time. According to How They Play, Bill Russell has 5-time MVP awards and 12 times All-Star, and he has accumulated 21,620 rebounds throughout his career. In addition, he won the NCAA championship twice and a gold medal for the USA in the 1956 Summer Olympics. Most importantly, he was the first black coach to win a championship, bridging the gap for the color barrier in the USA. Top 4. Magic Johnson. Earvin Magic Johnson is an American former professional basketball player. He is widely considered the greatest point guard of all time. He was a revolutionary player of the Los Angeles Lakers, who accomplished virtually everything a player could dream of during his NBA career of 13 years. According to Land of Basketball, he led the NBA Los Angeles Lakers to 5 championships. Moreover, he gained the Most Valuable Player award and the Finals MVP award 3 times each, and many more. He was given the nickname Magic by a sports writer who had just seen the 15-year-old prepster notch 36 points, 16 rebounds, and 16 assists. Top 3. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar holds 3rd place in our list of the top 10 greatest basketball players of all time in NBA history. He is an outstanding American former professional basketball player who played 20 seasons in the National Basketball Association for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Lakers. According to the NBA, when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar left the game in 1989 at age 42, no NBA player had ever scored more points, blocked more shots, won more Most Valuable Player awards, played in more All-Star games, or logged more seasons. So, his name is certainly included in every list of the greatest basketball players of all time. Top 2. LeBron James. LeBron James is an American professional basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers of the National Basketball Association. Nicknamed King James, he is widely considered one of the greatest players ever, and indeed he plays up to his title. According to NBA, LeBron James has won 2 NBA championship rings and an NBA Finals MVP award for the Miami Heat team in 2012 and 2013. 6 All-Defensive Team, 18 All-NBA, and many more uncountable amount of winnings, living up to fans' expectations, being a GOAT. So, LeBron is undoubtedly one of the best basketball players in the world. Top 1. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is an American collegiate and professional basketball player widely considered to be the best and greatest all-around player in NBA history. He led the Chicago Bulls to 6 National Basketball Association championships, 1991-93, 1996-98. According to Britannica, he achieved everything possible in the game, piling up on the stats and awards one above the other. Michael Jordan was a 6-time NBA champion, and also in 1988 he won MVP, the NBA's scoring title, and gained the Defensive Player of the Year, 10 scoring titles, 14-time NBA All-Star, and many more. At the NBA Finals, Jordan went a perfect 6 for 6 and won 2 three-peats with the Chicago Bulls and swept the Finals MVP in his appearances, according to NBA. Every top 10 charts has blown up the first spot by his name, and without any doubt, Michael Jordan is the GOAT, and he is a legendary basketball player. So, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time in NBA history. Who are the greatest basketball players of all time in NBA history? Basketball has been a part of American culture for over a century. It has provided us with some of the greatest athletes of all time. From the early days of the National Basketball Association, NBA, which has a prosperous history, to the modern era, many great players have left their mark on the game. These players have not only achieved tremendous success on the court, but they have also become icons in the world of sports. The world has seen some of the greatest basketball players ever grace the game. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Bill Russell, Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant. Every basketball fan has their own opinion about who the greatest NBA players of all time are. Over the years, there have been a number of incredible players who have taken to the court and achieved greatness. And the Daily Top 10 team shared with you the 10 greatest basketball players of all time in NBA history. Hope it may help our basketball enthusiasts in finding out if your favorite player cut the list. If you're a football fan, check out the list of the top 10 world's best and most popular football players. For all of that, and subscribe to our newsletter for your daily dose.